Welcome to this cast of Arena Classic, the Bracket 5 final. This is DJ versus Red Clifford. Bracket 5, that's the lowest of the non-prize pool brackets for Arena Classic. Sort of a sub-event to the Arena Classic prize pool bracket, so to speak. So we have DJ versus Red Clifford here. They've actually been drafting civilizations, and why they would draft Persians and Magyars for Arena, that's beyond me, but Persians at least a good booming civilization. Magyars, I don't even know what Magyars do on Arena. If you can get to the fully upgraded Cav Archers and Halbs maybe, but they just don't have a lot of strong options. That goes for both of these civilizations, not very typical Arena civilizations. This is vintage Arena, so the distance between the walls can vary. The sheep or the deer or the boars could spawn outside, but this looks quite disappointingly standard to begin with here. It's Red Clifford with the Magyars. I'm sure he has some idea planned. I don't think he's going to go Castle Drop Magyar Hussar, but yeah, must have something in mind. Might be wanting to play cavalry, for example, well, because you do get fully upgraded paladins, as the Magyars do get fully upgraded cavalry archers as well. And behind the walls on Arena, you could play as many mind games as you like, because you just won't have any idea what the other guy is doing until you get inside of the walls. Alright, for the sake of Arena, let me fast forward this a little bit. Unless we're seeing any tower rushes here, I think I'll just see what next ages will bring us here. Very common to go past castle. Wait, alright. What's that? Okay, yeah, so they needed a small moment there to sort something out. Oh, one villager down for Red Clifford there. Rough start with Mighty Gaia taking the life of a poor villager there. But otherwise it seems to be okay. Very low idleness time for these two, I have to say. DJ going up first here with the Persians at 25 pop, whereas Red Clifford is at 23 currently, dropping a barracks, wants to contest the middle area maybe with some scouts while on the way up to the castle age. One farm seeded, there's still the sheep, and there's 5 on berries, whereas our Persians player has 5 farms already and probably wants to go straight fast castle, boom a little bit and get going. Blacksmith coming up, and presumably a I was going to say a market, but stable works just as fine. Once that stable completes, it's going to be a castle age click here for the Persians. Well ahead of the Magyars, still slightly higher idleness time for Red Clifford, also losing one builder along the way. But pretty happy on the gold here, and actually opening for the archers here, which is interesting to me, and means that we're going crossbows into cavalry archers maybe. There's the castle age. Let's see what the Persian player is up to here. A couple of scouts out to contest the middle field. They'll want to try and snag the relics, and it doesn't look like DJ is going to get a lot of competition here. Red Clifford with the archers. If anything, we could see a siege tower crossbow play here from Red Clifford, but trying to contest the middle with archers, that's not something you see every day. It's just the mobility of scouts or knights that just easily trumps what the archers can do on a map like this. But here they are. Getting one scout, but now first couple of knights out for the Persians. Persians knights also extra bonus damage against archers, so that should be an easy kill for DJ there. But at least these players aren't big old boomers here. They're playing 1 TC, both of them. And here's the Cav Archer switch for Red Clifford. So now he's playing the mobility. Just open up with a few archers, just to have some presence on the field while going up to the castle age. And now enter the Cav Archers for additional damage output. Siege workshop for DJ. Are we going to see Knight Knight Scorpion here maybe, or a Ram to break through. Kind of liking the 1TC plays here. 13 farms for DJ, seeding a few more here now, staying 2 lumber camps. Enough on gold for 1 stable, but you need, say, 11-12 on gold to comfortably produce knights out of 2 stables like that. There are roughly as many knights as cav archers on the field now, though. 2 ranges for Red Clifford, seeding a couple more, or building a couple more houses in the back here as well, so as to make sure it's not pop capped. I mean, to be fair, the cav archers are a bit faster than the knights, and as you get bloodlands and husbandry, they're going to be more powerful as well, but even so, the cav archers still outrun the knights by slight margins here. But it's DJ who has been assuming the middle. Neither of them have made any monasteries here, so they're not thinking long term for the relics here. They're just massing up their armies and preparing the big push to come. Wolves chasing the cav archers. So I believe the Persian knights, their bonus damage also applies to the against cav archers. So you sort of have a mobile skirmisher here as the Persians. It's a kind of an exception to the Knights of the Persians being the only Knights line units that actually have bonus damage against cavalry. But it's a team bonus also. If you're teamed up with a Persians player, you'll be able to... You'll be giving your teammates, cavalry players, that bonus as well. So DJ is trying to break through the walls here with the Mangonel. What it doesn't see is that Red Clifford is walling from behind, and the cav archer number is increasing here as well. Still no Bodkin Arrow from Red Clifford. I think it's an error to go for gold mining ahead of Bodkin Arrow here. We definitely need Bodkin Arrow for the cav archers to have increased damage output. Good Mangonel hitter. That's 1 villager down for Red Clifford. Arguably value for DJ here. And as far as breaking through walls go, I'd almost favor Rams more, to be honest. The cav archers won't easily be able to do much about Rams. There's some Scorpions in the queue now. That's also a good response to the cav archer investment on the Magyars. But Red Clifford with 19 cav archers now to the 9 Knights of the Persians. Actually doing alright here now as far as defense goes. Losing some cav archers. That's precious units lost, of course. But as you can see, he's outrunning the Knights here and will be able to take the fights as he pleases here. No ballistics, no Bodkin Arrow. That's such an important technology to get for any archery range unit, really. It gives extra range, extra damage output. You just really need that. Oh, Red Clifford has been mining enough stone for a defensive castle as well. That means that even if DJ breaks through here, it's not going to get very far with that defensive castle going up. Very good play by Red Clifford here. In the meantime, behind this, DJ is now at 2 TCs. Also has the 15% faster working town centers of the Persians. So DJ not really queuing any more units currently, just committing to the boom and getting a convincing eco lead over Red Clifford as the game goes on here. Does indeed force a reaction from Red Clifford here, but is also not able to break through, so the damage output of the units DJ has invested in here isn't really coming to its full potential. Does he see the castle going up? Yeah, see the foundation, so pulling the units away. That's a good call. Don't want to lose army needlessly, obviously. Good dodge for the Mangonel there, 1 against 1 here, the Cav Archers. Still no Bodkin Arrow, why? No Bodkin Arrow. Oh, just cancel 1 Cav Archer and get that upgrade. It's 200 food granted. Might be clicked now, 200 food, 100 gold, nope. Beautiful house placement here, really area efficient for Red Clifford as he places the second TC now. It's ticking away the idle TC time for DJ here now, but one of the TCs is still producing, so he's still keeping that Wilder lead over Red Clifford, albeit it's quite housed at the moment, DJ, so we'll need to scramble up some houses to keep that equal lead as well. That's a long time housed here. Four stables total now for DJ, but still only 12 on gold and how many farms? 19 farms, so might be able to keep like 2.5 stables going. But short term it could definitely boost the numbers. Good hit by Red Clifford there, takes out one of the Scorpions as DJ insists upon using the Knights here. But the resources at hand also leaves DJ quite close to an Imperial Age transition here, which might be useful considering that Red Clifford has a castle up 6 on stone for DJ as well. I think DJ is idling the army production now to be able to go to the Imperial Age here and comfortably beat Red Clifford to it. See these resource bars here, that's the resources needed to go to the Imperial Age. Both buildings are in place as well, a siege workshop, a monastery, and 1 relic now collected thus far. The monk seems to be hunting for another one. Let's see if the Knights can get a decent fight here. The Cav Archers still no Bloodlines or Husbandry, but looks like Bloodlines is on the way, so that's going to boost the hit points of the Cav Archers quite a bit. The Persians Knights are catching up since they have Husbandry. They're actually faster than the Cavalry Archers now, but the AJ chooses not to take the fight as Imperial Age is now 2 minutes on the, or 2 minutes to go for the Imperial Age here. Here comes the university for Red Clifford. Both buildings to go to the next stage are in place. I guess the university is for ballistics for the cavalry archers. I mean, if you get a large enough mass, could still be deadly in the castle age, I guess. You'd easily just run close to the mangonels, abuse the minimum range, and take out the numbers. But Red Clifford really needs to take a fight now as well. Needs to take it soon. Needs to get husbandry as well, and that's on the way to keep up with the knights here. But DJ, half a minute to go to the castle Imperial Age now. And with the Imperial Age kicking in, that's going to unlock Cavalier and Paladin for the Persians, not to mention the Imperial Age plate barding armor, which makes it a lot harder for the Cav Archers, Castle Age upgraded Cav Archers to engage against the Knights masses here. Red Clifford still miles away from Imperial Age, whereas the AJ just reached it, has the Siege Workshop forward, so could probably go for Capped Ram here as well and try and break through the walls, but he also has the annoyance of mass Cav Archers to deal with here, pulling the siege and knights, keeping them close, so that Red Clifford can't comfortably engage here. Because the forward castle for AJ has been collecting stone for a while here now, and ooh! Red Clifford is going to get lucky and spot it. Oh, tell me you're going to spot it! Ah, it's too late, I think. That's so unfortunate that he didn't path right into that castle. That could have easily been denied by Red Clifford here. Of course, he wants to avoid fights going up here, but that's, I mean, that would be an easy stopping, or at the very least delaying that castle a lot for Red Clifford. So if he's rewatching this, I bet he's kicking himself for not seeing that castle going up. There it is though, and Still not visible. That's a beautiful point of refuge for DJ to pull back to keep the armies alive here. 29 Cavaliers and counting. And admittedly, Red Clifford has way more Cav Archers total, but seeing as Plate Barding armor is coming in, the Castle Age Cav Archers, still only with fletching, aren't going to do much here. When they don't even have Bodkin Arrow, they are going to struggle big time to deal. Look at that. Dealing like just a few damage per shot here. We need the upgrades for the Cav Archers. Ballistics is in. Bodkin Arrow is not. 3 TCs for both players, but DJ at 81 builders here earlier, Imperial Age, but now queuing the Trebs, actually waiting to engage until 2 Trebs have been produced here. Could easily queue more as well. There's resources in the bank to warrant that. Guess it's going to try to break through the gate here and just raid Red Clifford to death. Alright, a gate coming up behind the stone gate here. It's going to buy Red Clifford some time, but not nearly enough. If you had enough stone, I guess you could place another defensive castle here to further buy time to reinforce the armies and get the proper upgrade. Bodkin Arrow is finally in for the orange player, but it's also forced to stay inside the home base to avoid fighting the aggression until all the upgrades are in place here. Chemistry coming in here, but the Cavaliers are in, and this looks a lot like DJ's game here. DJ just 30 stone away, being able to drop another castle as well. The Cavaliers are engaging. They have that Persian's bonus attack against ranged units as well, and yeah, that was a good mangled shot by Red Clifford there. DJ doesn't care too much about losing Cavaliers here. Happily takes that fight underneath castle and TC fire because there's more units popping in from the quadrupled stables that DJ has at home. Magyar Hussar, massive bonus damage against siege here. 5, massive, it's 5, but it's quite efficient still. So that makes the siege options of Persians less valid, but look at the trickle Cavaliers here. Persians, Cavaliers, and siege might be what stops the Magyars this first game on Arena Classic Bracket 5. Another castle going up here to deal with this this defensive castle, I'm sure. As the Trebs started pushing here. Oh, a random Scorpion up in the corner as well, providing some cover fire. Some Cav Archers definitely lost in the engagement there as well. Parthian Tactics coming in, Bracer is in, all of the upgrades here except for the heavy Cav Archer, but with Recurve coming in, Recurve Bow coming in as well, that further boosts the stats of Red Clifford's units here. 2 ranges producing the Cav Archer, but this one is actually, I think he's trapping his own units here. So he'll have a need to delete at least this house to allow the units to pass through. Yeah, and there goes the production buildings. Funnily enough, the Treb Pusher is at least going to allow these Cav Archers to escape those 2 Cav Archers. That's not going to make much of a difference though. DJ, ridiculous mass of Cavaliers here already, is even affording the Paladin upgrade here now. And has Trebs queuing for the other castle over here as well, which could easily help take out the one and only defensive castle that Red Clifford has here. Red Clifford going into some cavalry options as well, but that looks to be light cav, eventually Hussar here for Red Clifford, and he's not going to be able to mass nearly enough to withstand the pressure of a more or less fully boomed Persians here. Entered the Paladins of the Persians, still got that bonus damage against archers, you know. And light cav, certainly, aside from being a meat shield in front here, they're not going to do too much. This defensive castle might be going down to the Trebs on this side, and there's still Trebs up north that could help push as well. This first game for sure is going to into DJ's hands here, we'll see. just how long it takes until Red Clifford realizes this is over with, but that's a 1-0 for DJ. Let's have a look at the stats and dive into the next one. Yeah, big drop here. Getting these heavy cavalry upgrades, it's not the worst idea ever if you get to a critical mass against a player going for the cavalry, but Red Clifford just falling too far behind here already early on. Looks like DJ had the plan with Persians working out perfectly here. Okay, to the draft. Let us... that's the wrong draft. This one, I mean. We now have the Persians beating the Magyars. Alright, so what do we have left here? Aztecs, Goths, Byzantines, Slavs, Khmer for Red Clifford. Two or three cities that would be more likely than not to go monks, and Goths for the infantry spam, I assume. Maybe some siege over shenanigans, and Slavs with just the amazing boom and access to boyars, cheaper castles with unique tech. Spanish, that has to mean conquistadors, Burgundians, Flemish Revolution, Britons, Lithuanians, Sicilians. I definitely favor the AJ's civilizations of choice here. Let's have a look for the next one. Game 2 will bring us Khmer Spanish, okay. So what do we have here? We have Red Clifford with the Khmer. Khmer don't need any buildings to go to the next stage. These are the building icons for the buildings required to go to the next stage. Khmer could just click whenever they're able to. So Red Clifford might go for a super fast castle age here. 23 pop should be easy for Khmer to accomplish and still have economy to go for example, a monk rush or just a straight boom. Not that you would go straight boom in a 1v1, but it's an option. Again, it's quite a standard arena generation here. All the food resources are inside of the base. The middle playing field is a little smaller than the previous one, and the distance between the walls definitely closer than the previous game as well. With that said, DJ is playing as the Spanish here. Will probably want to drop a castle, possibly even forward, to apply some pressure to the Khmer and pop out these conquistadors, which is an incredibly strong early castle age unit. Because it has such a high attack. It's a gunpowder attack. And yeah, you basically one-shot villagers with only 2 or 3 conquistadors. Khmer, however, great siege options. They have scorpions with 1 extra range, so there's one arena clown build order for the Khmer that is essentially 19 or 20 pop straight castle age into double siege workshop scorpions, which could have been something Red Clifford could have done here, but looking at the resource disposition, it's not going to be quite as all-in as that. Now for the early, or for the conquistadors in the early castle age, when they're in lower numbers, you could defend with skirmishers and elite skirmishers, and that's with full upgrades for the Khmer, so you should be able to withstand that, but as the game moves on, you'll need to look into further options. Monks certainly comes to mind as well. Khmer have decent monks, not the greatest ever, but once you get a conversion in, you'll be getting a conquistador for free for your own army, of course. Again, I'll toggle the path forward here. It is arena, so there's not going to be too much exciting happening here. Let's have a look if they're actually scouting the outside. Red Clifford didn't really scout much outside, but a little bit maybe to look for some stray sheep outside of the base. Idle times comparable between the two here, going to gold. A second lumber camp coming up here as well, and feudal age at 26 pop versus 27 pop here, but DJ with significantly higher idle TC time here is going to be lagging behind Red Clifford quite a bit here. Instant castle age take for Red Clifford here, whereas DJ needs to place the 2 buildings needed to go up here. He's about to drop off some of the faraway hunt here, as we have a scouts fight in the middle. And they decide to take it actually. If Red Clifford... Oh, Red Clifford wins this actually. Okay, now the scout is too weak to deny a castle drop significantly, but Red Clifford has the scouting potential here. DJ does not. Four on stone now for DJ. Castle age more or less just clicked here. 30 villagers up to the castle age actually. It's going to give a pretty healthy economy to start pumping out those conquistadors. The Spanish villagers, they build faster as well. So you'll be completing your castle faster than most other civilizations, maybe except for Sicilians. I wonder if these guys are going to stone or if they're going to gold for the conquistadors production. They're going to stone, and the berry pickers are sitting some farms to bring in food for the initial conquistadors here. 1 minute to go for DJ. DJ will be needing more on gold, I think, to keep consistent conquistadors production from the castle, but dropping the castle itself shouldn't really be a big issue. And considering it is indeed the Spanish, DJ might also be able to get a castle up forward on Red Clifford's side. Clifford, in the meantime, is dropping a monastery and a stable, wants to contest the middle area here with scouts. Not a bad idea. Some army presence with mobility on the field will also help potentially deny a forward castle. If that is DJ's thinking here, we might also see DJ dropping it defensively, of course, and send out the conquistadors from home and use the conquistadors to contest the middle. Here we go. Okay, so it's not moving out. It's dropping it inside of the walls at home. And we'll probably be mining some stone to drop at least 1 additional TC in not too long here. Red Clifford already with the second town center about to complete here, so this game Red Clifford is going to be the one getting an eco advantage here. So, first few conquistadors on the way, 6 on gold now for DJ. 8 on stone still as well, so are we going to see another castle here, like double castle conquistadors? I suppose we will, and the second castle could easily go down forward. DJ with that 1 conquistador moving out here might get lucky and spot this castle going up actually. The villagers moving out, conquistador moving in. The monk is carrying a relic, so the monk can't really carry this... can't really convert this. Shoot the monk! Shoot the monk! Shoot the monk! Nice. Good pick off by the AJ there with the conquistador. He's actually being chased by scouts here, but more conquistadors joining in. I think 4 conquistadors on this. I think that's enough to deny this castle from going up. Unfortunate for Red Clifford there to be attacked by the... Move out! Stop this castle! Come on! DJ! Wake up and smell the coffee. Don't let Red Clifford get this castle up for free and secure his golds. I mean, say gold in the back anyway, but I mean, when you got army on the field, use it to deny these things. This castle is actually going to go up. And I guess DJ just knows that since the castle is going up over here, maybe he could break through the top gate instead and apply damage that way to Red Clifford's side. Gets the monk as well. Only one relic for Red Clifford. Looks to me like the purple player is more interested in claiming and keeping the map control for the relics than to stop castles or to break through and punish the Khmer 2TC boom here. We do have a monastery, we have monks popping out as well. And with the army presence out on the field now, I wouldn't be surprised to see DJ collecting at least 3 relics here. This one is probably off limits. But these two should definitely be possible to pick up. The Conquistadors are staying close. And the one closest to the base of port being brought in this very minute. Here goes the second castle of DJ here. That should further boost the Conquistador's production quite a bit. Also protecting his own 2 golds here and another neutral stone. That probably is the line of thinking here, to collect more stone to further keep control over the map. Here, I think that's a decent castle spot. Overall, it's going to claim the gold after completing that one. But at the same time, I don't think DJ is doing nearly enough with the Conquistadors here. Did manage to get 4 kills in. Does manage to produce more units than Red Clifford is currently producing as well. Whereas Red Clifford is making ballista elephants. Is he going to break through here and raid the base from the back with ballistas, or is it actually a response to the Conquistadors? I can't say I've ever seen a ballista elephant against a Conquistador, so looking forward to seeing that. Imperial Age on the way for DJ. Spanish, they get bomber cannons as well. So with when or if DJ gets a university up and researches chemistry, that is going to allow for a mobile siege weapon to start taking out Red Clifford's buildings as well. Really passive approach here by the Spanish though. Past castle into Conquistadors, but without really using the Conquistadors for any particular damage here. Red Clifford knows what's up, doesn't want to be easily raided by Conquistadors here, so he's placing some house foundations, a second layer of safety behind here. Depletes the 3-tile forward gold as well, and has the main gold in the back, so that's no problem. And these guys, I guess they're going for the gold for it. Lots of gold in the bank for Red Clifford though. Could at this point could easily just buy the Imperial Age here if you had a market to do so. Second siege workshop for DJ. Did they see the ballista elephants maybe? Because siege ramps that's usually a good response to ballista elephants that are classified as a siege weapon. So they'll do little damage to the siege ramps. While the siege rams, once they get close, they'll deal bonus damage against, or they deal efficiently with the ballista elements, like they would against other siege weapons. So you have skirmisher, elite skirmisher ballista elephant here. I'm really curious to see how this works out for them. The elite skirmishers, they should have some bonus damage against the conks. The Imperial Age, however, is in, and if DJ is able to deal with this castle of Red Clifford, then Red Clifford is in danger, because it's going to be wide open for DJ to move in and raid the base. Only 1 on stone for Red Clifford, so he can barely even afford repairs now for the one castle that he has. looks like DJ is transitioning this into somewhat of a monk treb push here. I guess it's going to be accompanied by some bombard cannons as well when chemistry completes. So block printing monks with Inquisition, that's no joke. You'll convert units rather quickly. You could convert buildings as well if you get to redemption. And all in all, Imperial Age monks, they're pretty darn strong, because with block printing you get that extra range for the monks, +3 range. Now getting further as well to move, have the monks move faster. No bombard cannons yet, could be an eco issue here. I guess if there's a market who could use that, sell some food to extend the gold income. I'm wondering what the idea of the siege workshop actually was here, because they're not really being used. No block printing for the monks either, but here it comes, and redemption comes in as well. Still with gold in the bank for DJ here to keep moving, but yeah, just massing up the armies slowly but steadily here. Red Clifford already with some light cab out there were these scouts. Will probably be queuing more now to react to, yeah, there we go, light cab coming in for Red Clifford. He'll probably be able to afford Hussar as well. The market is here, so it could easily transition the resources through market usage here. And finally the bomber cannons popping out here for DJ. Not sure how bomber cannons fare against ballista elephants, but I'm guessing they'll do alright, because a ballista elephant is still classified as a siege unit. Yeah, decent damage done to the ballistas there. That's like half the HP done, but I guess we'll need more of these siege weapons to work. DJ adding some scorpions as well. I'm not too sure about that. Scorpions, I guess it's against the skirmishers possibly, but against the other units on the field here, I don't see scorpions having much merit here. So that's a questionable addition to me. No more stone being mined here by DJ, so DJ seems to be happy with the double castles conquistador production here. Elite conquistador coming in even, which is going to boost their stats a little bit in terms of attack and range possibly. No bloodlines or husbandry for the conquistadors, so they could be stronger and faster as well. At some point AJ will have to consider to drop a barracks and the stable as well to make sure the monks are actually fully upgraded. But looking at the pure army strength here, I still believe in DJ's units here will need more siege, preferably though, and deal with this castle. Red Clifford only got one castle, but it's got quite a chunk of ballista elephants now, and some hussars behind as well. The hussars will absolutely slay the monks. They have 12 bonus damage against monks, and they are tankier than the light cab, so you don't want to let those get close, but there's also quite the chunk of conquistadors here to prevent that from happening. Three bombard cannons total, a couple of trebs out as well. Do we have siege engineers? No. Don't remember if Spanish get it or not. But let's see how the elite conquistadors, now with 70 HP here. They're dealing with the hussars, but castle fire taking out the rest of the hussars here. Bombard cannons even attacking ground, and down go all of the hussars of Red Clifford. The ballista elephants being saved here, but that castle, that's going to be short-lived. Bombard cannons could help out as well, but looking at the stone count of Red Clifford, there's just not much to be done with this castle, I believe. He's buying stone, he has lots of gold, lots of resources in the bank overall to get things stopped here. But monks with redemption, they could also convert ballista elephants here, and they outrange the ballista elephants, so I'm not sure why DJ is not committing to the conversions here, but that's certainly an option. Against the ballista elephants, I don't think you need to be right next to them, because they're more of a scorpion than a ram in that regard. Or they're like a scorpion or a mangonel. The monks could convert them from a distance, and I know that DJ did get redemption, so it's unfortunate that he's not committing to taking out the ballista elephants here. That's, I have to say, that was a decent engagement for Red Clifford, who has way more resources in the bank currently as well. Unfortunately, he's only spending them on hussars, but is setting himself up nicely to just defend and boom this one out, honestly. DC number 4 going up here. Red Clifford with 22 on stone now, no less. I guess he's committed to the elite ballista elephants. Are you kidding me? Elite ballista elephants. So Double Castle still pumping out those elite conquistadors. This is a battle of the unique units, guys. It's elite ballista elephants against elite conquistadors. That's just something I've never seen before. Monks can heal those up. I guess you could probably heal up ballista elephants with the monks as the Khmer as well, if need be. Here comes the defensive captain from Red Clifford as well, so that makes it very awkward for DJ to raid should the Conquistadors somehow get through. These hussars, I don't know what they're even up to. They're sacrificing themselves to castle fire here, probably just going to try to get some peek of what's going on there. Maybe Red Clifford actually didn't know that there was a castle there. So in that case, I guess it's good intel to have. More onagers now for the Spanish inside the siege workshops here. Is probably a means to try and deal with the ballista elephants here. There's not heaps of them though, so I guess that's enough onagers to take out these, and if you get some good hits in, you could deal with the hussars as well. Hussar numbers increasing, hoardings for the castle for Red Clifford. He doesn't want to lose another castle here. Getting bracer, that's for the what I presume will be the skirmishers from the archery range here. So mass elite skirmishers and with ballista elephants and hussars in front. Those are just hussars, so it's going to take them quite a while to break through the gate here. Still, though, the AJ commits the Conquistadors to clean them up, to get rid of these trash units on the right-hand side. I have to say, Red Clifford is holding on nicely here, so getting Siege Ram now as well. I feel like the Conquistadors... maybe not, they're actually dealing pierce damage, so maybe they're not great against Siege Rams. We'll have to see, but they are... Still no bloodline stone, still no husbandry, still no stable from the AJ here. But here comes the stable, he's finally going to get those last few upgrades. And we might see the onager blast of a lifetime here. It's 10 onagers total now for the AJ. And queuing more. That should make quick work of the skirmishes as well. Really not sure who I favor here. It's mainly trash for Red Clifford, but Red Clifford has more armies. Red Clifford has more eco in the bank. It's even getting some raids in here with the hussars outside of the walls. And AJ with the essentially triple, quadruple gold combination here, even with one more relic than Red Clifford, is the gold situation is arguably better for Red Clifford here. It's getting siege engineers, which benefits the siege weapons like trebs, bomber cannons, siege trap as well maybe. And pumping out more of these juicy elite ballista elephants with bloodlines with the proper defense upgrades. Those apply to both hussars and elephant units. Only one onager out here. Yes, DJ is just waiting for the opportunity to get that massive onager shot in here. Oh, this isn't great for the Conquistadors. Enter the Elite Skirms and the Ballista Elephants as well. But they are lagging behind now, which means that the Onagers inside of these two siege workshops, if the Ballistas and Skirmishers get close enough, AJ could get some beautiful hit in here. Also, wanting to contest the top side here doesn't look too pretty for the AJ's villagers over here. He might be wasting the Spanish pick here eventually. Being too passive with the Spanish, with the Conquistadors not taking chances to break inside the Red Clifford's base. They're both floating resources, but look at the gold now. There's only a 3-tile gold left for Red Clifford here. Look at these onager shots. The Conquistadors will have to work now to take out these hussars. But the hussars dive in, the onagers go down. DJ is losing so much gold's worth of units in these onagers here now, and the ballista elephants, elite ballista elephants, still nice and alive here. How many siege trams now? 8 siege trams. He should make quick work of this castle. And Conquistadors numbers, nothing too crazy here. Villagers idling out, monks idling out. Still didn't use the monks to convert ballista elephants, which is puzzling to me, but that could have probably made a difference here, considering the extra range of block printing for the monks. Could get some juicy conversions in on the slow ballista elephants. They move only at 0.88 speed, right? They're moving slightly faster than the monks. One castle down for DJ. There's still 2 castles here, but what's he producing for them? Not anything really. I think Red Clifford got this one in the pocket. He's going for the market first, so the AJ can't sell wood for gold or whatever here. And he's going to take out the monsters as well, which means goodbye gold trickle from relics. What a hold from Red Clifford here. What a comeback. I thought the Spanish would have had this one for sure with the Conquistadors' pressure early on. That's something you see dominating in the castle age more often than not. But castle's going down, the monastery is going down. And I think DJ will be forced to tap out and call the GG here soon. He's left with only 1 castle. As the ballista elephant or elite ballista elephant numbers are ever increasing here, and Red Clifford is taking this game home with style. So another defensive castle going up for DJ here, but he's losing the forward presence out in the field. That means no more stone for potential repairs. Still no gold access. Needs to reclaim the relics. They're going close to the rebuilding castle over here, but the hussars are diving in. They might actually... Okay, I guess they're not stopping this castle from going up, but there's trebs and siege weapons to deal with that quickly enough. Anyway, there's at least 4 trebuchets for Red Clifford. They're fighting at pop cap against the AJ's 87 population here. That's the GG. Red Clifford takes the 2nd game. Let's have a look at the stats and pop into the next game afterwards. Part tower even for DJ, looking to really hold the defenses with whatever he could here, but the gold shortage was just too much. Way better eco for the converter here, great hold, great counter-attack, taking the game home with admittedly a strong closed map save here. Let's go back to the draft and let's give Khmer the win against the Spanish here. So what's next remains to be seen. It's game 3. They're still playing civilizations from the draft. Game 3 will bring us Byzantines versus Britons. Should I favor Byzantines here? They have cheap counters to Britain's play, but Britain's extra range really allows them to turtle it out and defend against most aggression as well. Again, a disappointingly standard generation here. The big playing field in the middle, nothing too close, but they're about 16, 24 tiles away here. Sheep outside though. So if you get lucky here and move out scouting nice and early, you might actually snag a couple of sheep off your opponent, which is allowed on this map. Vintage Arena is intended to spawn with a variety of map gens, so if you see your sheep are outside, go claim them immediately. Red Clifford actually saw them because of the gate over here. Gates have a little bit extra line of sight, and knowing that the 2 sheep that are outside have been claimed here, Red Clifford moves right out and might actually find another 2 sheep over here. And that's I think by the Britons a lot. If Red Clifford finds those, he's gonna get lucky, isn't he? He's gonna get them. He is gonna find them. He's gonna bring them home. Yeah, he's gonna steal them and take them home. And AJ is 2 sheep down as the Britons. That negates that Britons faster shepherding bonus quite a bit. It's not a disaster to lose 200 food like that, but to give your opponent an additional 200 food, that's a different story. Looks like we have a scouts fight on our hands. Who gets that one? Red Clifford misses the first engagement, but he also wants to bring in these 2 sheep, so he doesn't want to move home just yet. Obviously can't take the fight, and AJ pulls away, expecting that Red Clifford would run inside of his own base and hide away, so chooses not to engage. Always handy to have a full HP scout out in the field, of course. Allows you to scout or to take out monks in the early cast stage. Some preemptive walling here for the Britons. DJ setting up for a booming game maybe. There's some backspace here, but there's nothing too particular about the booming options on this Vintage Arena generation. And that's kind of funny. That's... Imagine if Red Clifford had been converted this game, he could have Ballista Element cut through here and made a tiny masterpiece. But once again, we'll tap the fast forward and see what the progression of the game brings us. It's Arena, so it's going to be fast castle like 95 out of 100 times here. So as I'm running out of things to say, we'll just keep it going. I would say though that Byzantines have access to bombard cannons. That's always useful to have against the Britons. So they could play their cheap skirmishers with bombard cannons behind against the Britons' ranged approach. But if the Britons get to full elite longbowmen here, they're going to match the range of the bombard cannons, so they're going to be tough to deal with. Here's a barracks and a blacksmith going up for the AJ. Is he mismanaging the resources here a bit maybe? At least a little bit late with range, but going to complete that archery range and click up to the castle age. Almost matching Red Clifford's uptime here, but it's going to be about half a minute difference between the two, with the last villager popping out there. Double range for DJ here, so he's actually going to try and claim the middle with some crossbows here for the Britons, whereas Red Clifford is with 4 gold. This would almost... If the population had been lower, I would be suspecting a monk rush here, but... Yeah, I'm not sure what's up with 4 gold at this stage. More farms going up as well. This could be like a semi-fast Imperial Age play for Red Clifford. Yep, archers in the queue. Once the castle age is reached, the Britons will get +1 range for the archers as well. As you can see, fletching is up, fletching is in already, and the first resources the first researchers you want to get in the castle age is Bodkin Arrow as well to really boost the range of the Britons. That means 8 plus 3, 5 plus 3 range crossbows for the Britons. Which effectively outrages Mangonels. Hello, Garter909. Welcome. So it's going to be Red Clipper with the range as well. I assume he wants to go into some skirmisher defense. Maybe he's actually scouted the ranges here. Yeah. Or sees it with Byzantines outpost. Byzantines get instant town watch, so that gives them that extra building line of sight, which is always handy, of course, for map vision. Spearmen, cheap spearmen for the Byzantines. That's a means to contest the map here, but spearmen don't really deal too well with monks, so you'll usually need to have some scouts out as well. Scouts have 6 bonus damage against monks, so they easily take out monks if they get close enough. They also have some conversion resistance, but AJ is out and about again here, is now heavily housed, but dropping 2 houses to compensate for that. Bodkin Arrow coming in, so now soon these crossbows will have... where's the range? There it is. Soon they'll have 5 plus 3 range. There it is. Which I think might even... I guess they're a little bit too far behind, but in theory you might be able to snipe builders from outside the walls with that extra Britons range, depending on how the resource disposition is behind the wall. But in this case, I think Red Clifford is safe. DJ, however, doesn't want to give Red Clifford free vision in the middle here. The middle area are quite close to each other here. And down goes the outpost. My sister plays this game. Ooh, I like your sister already. That's it's a good game. She hasn't forced you to play it. It's a good game. It's the best game. Age of Empires 2. It's been around since 1999, you know. Only 1 lumber camp for Red Clifford here. That's going to cause efficiency issues. At least he's been replenishing them. So there's 3 lumber camps in a row here. I don't get... Maybe that's a misclick or something. Why would you place 2 lumber camps right next to each other like that? Crossbow numbers increasing. DJ also extending the farm economy at home with 11 farms now. But obviously that transition to the next stage pretty far away still. That might not even be the intention here. 1 relic collected for Red Clifford. He's about to wait. He's about to get the second one over here. And AJ just backs off and happily gives away the relics to Red Clifford by the looks of it, because he knows he's going to have OP Arblests in the late game anyway. That's about to become 3 relics for Red Clifford here. DJ again a little bit passive here, like the previous game. Siege Workshop going up at home. Why would you place it at home though? What's the idea with the Britain Siege Workshop here? Is it going to sneak a couple of rams forward, or... Is it just the second building to go to the Imperial Age? That's a bit puzzling to me. Why the Siege Workshop at home? Why a defensive Siege Workshop against the Byzantines that aren't pushing you at all? They're just... Red Clifford is just camping it out at home, making some skirmishers that could be upgraded to elite basically anytime. Could even buy the Imperial Age here, looking at the gold count in the bank for Red Clifford here. Another layer of houses here to prevent aggression from easily entering, especially archers alone, they don't... Excuse me. Archers don't easily take out buildings unless your name is threatened. So that's a good call by Red Clifford to keep the aggression out, at least as long as DJ doesn't move close enough to snipe the villagers along the edge here. There's stone in the making for Red Clifford here as well, has been mining stone for a while. We'll be placing a defensive castle. It's outside of the walls, but thinking ahead here to secure the gold spots up north. I like that. That secures both of these gold spots. And if that castle goes up, it's not going to be easy for DJ to deny it. So gets a villager snipe there, some scorpions added again, so I guess that was the purpose of the siege workshop, to have a response to the skirmisher defense of Red Clifford. But already with that extra range of the crossbows, you'll have one more range than the skirmishers, so in theory you could out-micro opponent skirmishers as well. Ballistics coming in for the Britons crossbows there. Very important considering that Britons don't get Thumbring, which also increases accuracy against static units and increases the firing rate as well. But for obvious reasons, Britons are missing that. They have the range working for them already. Cataphracts for DJ here. No, for Red Clifford, I mean. That is a peculiar addition. That's only one of them, though. But Cataphracts, I guess the idea was to deal with the siege weapons here, the Scorpions. But Cataphracts, don't make Cataphracts against Britons, especially when the crossbows are already on the field. Cataphracts, stupidly strong unit, but they are weak to ranged attacks. Could have even been a misclick for all I know, but that's just not going to give you anything. No sign of an Imperial Age here for Red Clifford, but he could definitely buy it with the market. Just buy 500-600 food and click that Imperial Age. Could be useful here considering that the range of bombard cannons basically is one of the better options to deal with Britain's range. But DJ is the one applying the pressure here. 40 military to 22 here, Red Clifford mainly with the skirmishers defense. A couple of mangonels as well. Mangonels against Britons. I don't really believe in that because the Britons crossbows. We'll see when the mangonel pops out, but you're gonna have to get lucky to take him out. Look at the range here. 7 range for the mangonel, 8 range total for the Britons. So yes, you could still take out Britons crossbows with mangonels. I guess scorpions, okay. That's actually smart of Red Clifford to focus on the Scorpions, because that gives the Elite Skirmishers free passage, and for now, the AJ's only response to Skirmisher defense is the Scorpions, and they're going down. So maybe I spoke too soon there. Maybe Red Clifford is holding this nicely from behind the walls. He is an experienced arena player as well. In fact, he actually played an Arena Classic show match for me against the Belgian a couple of months back to showcase this map for the tournament. See, now we're going to see the Britain's range come into play here. DJ also going to the Imperial Age. Red Clifford with a whooping 4,500 gold in the bank. The relics contribute to that, of course, as well. He did not collect the last one, maybe... No, he did scout it, actually. But yeah, elite skirm defense. Certainly a good idea, but that Britain's range, that's going to increase with another +1, and with Bracer in the Imperial Age is going to give a 5+5 range for the Arbalists. And once DJ completes the castle, DJ could get a unique technology, E-Omen, for another +1 range as well that affects Arbalists and Longbows. Another villager snipe from DJ there. That's 3 villagers killed, so I guess that's value after all. 1-for-1 trade with the Mangonels there. Red Clifford keeping those cheap units alive. Did lose 12 units total this game. That's insignificant when the game has reached the 34-minute mark. That's not a huge drain on Red Clifford's eco there. But look at the gold count. He could make 60 monks with that gold. And, or more importantly, he could buy Imperial Age, which he should be doing. But he will probably do that now that DJ reaches the Imperial Age, because the Byzantines Imperial Age is cheaper anyway. It's 3 TCs to 3 TCs. There are, yeah, Red Clifford well ahead in economy here. DJ well ahead in military, even if the elite skirms are in front here. But elite skirmishers, they can not take out battering rams. So that's giving DJ some opportunity to push the siege in front, to have the ranged units attack from behind. Where's Bracer though? Where's Arbalest? Bracer should definitely be your first, but the Omen also contributes to the additional range of the units. Already it's 5+4, it's going to be 5+5 with the Omen. But Bracer, you need Bracer. Bracer gives extra range and extra damage. So I would 100% get Bracer ahead of Yeoman any day. DJ is so focused on this side, doesn't actually even realize that Red Clifford has a castle up top here, protecting the golds. So Red Clifford is already mining gold over here. Even if DJ breaks through, Red Clifford is still going to have gold access. Look at the gold count though! Red Clifford barely made any gold units at all, and he has the gold to last wherever here, by the looks of it. You could make a quadruple gold unit combo and not really struggle in any way, because it's there's just so much in the bank that he's unfortunately not using. Rams pushing through here. Arbalest, 50 Arbalests total for DJ here, outranging the skirmishers by a factor of 4 now actually. It's 5+6 range to 5+2 range. So it's going to be tough for Red Clifford's elite skirms to get close enough here. Bracer is in. Chemistry is not in. Surprisingly enough. When you see flaming arrows, then chemistry is in, but that's not the case for DJ here. Now moving in with some siege weapons in front and Arbalists accompanying them. The Scorpions could weaken the elite skirmishers so that the Arbalists can finish them off. That's going to be an easy pick up there for DJ. Now effectively inside of Red Clifford's base. Red Clifford still going for the catapult. It's not a good idea. Have a look at the armor here. Pierce armor, +1/+1. Granted, the Red Clifford is also missing some upgrades here. He's getting logistic up for the trample damage of the cataphracts, but as you can see, they're easily one-shot by the Arbalists here. And even when the armor upgrades are in for the cataphracts, it's not going to help, because a group of 60 Arbalists will still one-shot them, I think. And Mangonel defense clearly not working out either. The micro of DJ is on point with the Arbalists, sniping the Mangonel before it can even get close to the group here. Elite Skirmisher is still alive, so Red Clifford doing great work there at keeping those in a position to deal with the Arbalists here. Also a defensive castle going up in the back here to protect the farming economy, I guess. I'm not sure how much that's going to do for Red Clifford though. Here comes the university. So much gold in the bank! Researching hoardings as well to further boost the hit points of the already strong Byzantine castles. It's going to be like 8,000 HP or something when hoardings completes. But AJ is the one applying the pressure now. Enough stone for a castle as well. Are we going to see a forward castle here maybe? No, TC to the side. Britain's town centers cost a little bit less wood as well, so Britons have a nice boom from the castle age onwards. But AJ definitely needs some siege here. Even cap trams would probably do the trick here, but trebuchets possibly with Warwolf comes to bind with the Britons here to have a siege unit that could also serve you as an sort of a pseudo onager with that extra damage, extra area damage that Warwolf trebs give the Britons. So siege is what they needs to close out the game here. Trebuchets now in queue from the castle at home. There are how many ranges now? 4 ranges. DJ's pop cap, that could be why there aren't trebuchets out actually. And it's going to take a while to take out the business castle as well. 8,131 damage total. It's a deadly mass of Arbalest. You see the mangonel investment here? It's just going down before they can get close to the Arbs here, and they're only mangonels as well. Maybe with Onagers you could at least get some get a powerful hit in if you get close enough. But what Red Clifford needs here is some bomber cannons. I'd say that's probably his best bet. He would at least outrange the Arbalesters by 1 with bomber cannons here, and the bomber cannons deal blast damage as well. Excuse me for a moment, I need to turn down the volume a little bit here. It's hurting my ears, unfortunately. I know it sounds different on the stream, but just getting it right into the headset, it's not comfortable when it is too loud. So trebuchets forward. Let's have a look if the Warwolf is not in, but that's still 2 trebuchets pushing the TCs and the buildings they can find here. We now have 65 Arbalests and some mangonels added here for the Britons. Mainly, full map control for the Britons, I'd say. Beautiful castle going up topside here for DJ as well to obstruct the production and the expansion of Red Clifford up here. He needs to bail on the cataract idea. They're just going to melt to the Arbalests no matter what. Defensive castles will eventually go down as well, but Red Clifford could be buying stone for a while longer to keep that up. It's a ridiculous amount of gold in the bank. Still with 4 relics, so where is the monster? It's actually here. Onager is in for Red Clifford, but what he really needs, again, it's I'd say it's bomber cannons, because you'd have a further range and still blast damage. So bomber cannon skirmisher here I think would make more sense. Maybe some hussars in front of Onagers could work as well, like Hussar Onager. But yeah, deadly group of Arbalests here for DJ, just slowly and comfortably pushing here. 3 trebs and queuing yet another one as well, trickling them in, and there's Warwolf in the queue as well after the 4th treb will pop out. Red Clifford will lose the relic gold income. I don't think that matters that much for Red Clifford's current gold situation. He's mainly been making trash and some siege units here. Somehow we actually managed to delay this castle quite a bit from DJ here, but DJ will be completing this castle. And yeah, and tasks all the villagers just to make sure it completes here. That's right on the production of Red Clifford, and again 197 to 71 population here. Like Red Clifford's in the previous game, there's one player just truly dominating, and the other hanging on for dear life, trying to survive and reboom and counterattack. But I think that time is past. That time window is past for Red Clifford here. He's down to 61 villagers. That's 50 less than DJ. DJ is at pop cap. Red Clifford is almost down to 1/4 of the population of DJ here. Maybe he just wants to get one of these juicy Onager shots before calling it here, but these 5 to 6 arbs, they're just melting everything here, and that's a 2-1 for DJ. I want to see the relic gold income here from Red Clifford. 7,361 gold in the bank. Incredible. $110 builders, not a single builder lost by the AJ this game. Similar creational builders, so similar brooms here, but not a single builder lost by the AJ. That's an accomplishment, I'd say. I don't think I've ever had a game where I didn't lose a villager, so so that's good work by the AJ there. We will update the draft, and let's go to game 4. Byzantines, unfortunately losing to the Britons here. The AJ is up 2-1. And once again, we'll go to Vintage Arena and see what game 4 brings us. Slavs, Lithuanians. Okay. I can see the Slavs Halb siege push being successful here against the Lithuanians, but let's see. Yeah, if you end the games early enough, maybe Holy Roman Viking. Well, I usually find some way to lose villagers, no matter what. It would be fun to see Boyars versus Light this year or something like that. I don't think it's going to come to that, but they seem to enjoy their unique units play as well. Lithuanians, however, they have faster working monsters. They start with 150 extra food as well, so they are tailor-made for quick, fast castle plays. You could easily monk rush with the Lithuanians and have success with it, but Slavs have decent monks as well, and so it's not the easiest civilization to go with a monk push against. That should be interesting to see how this one plays out. Slab farmers they work faster, so beautiful food income for the orange player here as the game moves on, whereas the Lithuanians have the faster trash, so faster moving skirmishers and halberdiers, but they're also lacking core blacksmith upgrades for their infantry, so the Slavs infantry definitely superior here. Oh! Those scouts fight already. Ah, there's sheep outside, that's why. Looks like DJ is claiming it though and gets some hits into the villager there, and DJ wins the villager fight, or the scouts fight there. Well played, says Red Clifford. Didn't expect that villager to be pulled in, and acknowledges the fact that that was a good move by DJ to actually win the fight. Don't think there was any sheep stealing happening this game. Red Clifford was able to spot his sheep early on, I guess, before DJ got around to it. Again, the big middle playing field here, the relics disposition seems to favor Red Clifford a bit, but maybe that's just a good thing when up against the Lithuanians like this. Lithuanians will try to collect the relics anyway, because that's really going to benefit their cavalry play as the game goes on. Once again, I'll toggle the fast forward for a bit. This map invites for a boom as well. They're not super close, but for either of the players, a siege, monk siege push certainly an option when the distance is as close as this, or fast imp monk tribe push could definitely have some merit to it as well if the players are experienced with this. Second mill for Red Clifford, actually going for milling the hunt as well, because it did lose the scout. So it makes sense to collect that extra food. I think he might as well just long distance hunt. Look at that. Since Red Clifford made that second mill, he didn't have enough wood to place the market right away. So even if you collect more food for your cast stage transition with milling the hunt, if you're not collecting enough wood, you will be set back by lack of wood for your 2 buildings to the next stage. It's going to be 28 pop to 20, or 29 builders to 27 here, so Red Clifford going up to the cast stage at a more comfortable economy here. DJ matching the uptime, but has higher idle TC time behind this. But it's going with the double stables here. Which is a huge commitment for the early cast stage. I guess DJ wants to really contest the middle with mass scouts with double stables here. Collect the relics with Lithuanians and get that extra attack boost for the scouts. No, scouts I say, for the knights, and potentially light this as the game moves on. +1 attack for Lithuanians, knights and relics. Up until 4 relics. Well, the cast stages are in. It's in German here. I assume the players, or at least one of them, is German then, whoever submitted these games. Hefty gold and stone investment here for Red Clifford. What is the play here? Is it going to be a forward castle with siege kind of push, or half siege? He definitely wants a castle up, that's for sure, and maybe thinking about the boyars to deal with the extra relic knights of the Lithuanians. I don't understand this disposition. He's moving out, so he's probably going to place the castle here, like earlier on, to secure the 2 neutral gold spots that have been so close to each other every game for Red Clifford. But DJ is also here. Oh, he's going all the way forward to drop the castle. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. This could be a short one for Red Clifford. DJ already has 2 knights out and a monk. DJ will get so many builder kills here now. He will get so many kills. Oh, we're out of here. Nope. Yeah, that's one. Loom, thankfully, is in, so I guess some of the villagers are getting away here. Is trying to spread them out to minimize the damage output, I guess, but still loses. What a play! Red Clifford with the quick walls here to save the 2 builders out in the field at a moment of missed attention by the AJ here. Good play, nice play by Red Clifford. Gets the nice play award for that one. So the castle does indeed not go down forward, and unfortunately, quick walls can't save you from bonks. Down they go. That's another 2 builders down for Red Clifford, although it doesn't show in the Eco KD because they had to delete them, and they were just having a good old laugh about it. You quick wall, I bonk. So that castle is obviously going to complete. That will also... Actually, I'm not loving the placement here. Yes, it really stops any entry from this area, but if it got up in this area instead, that feels, then you could wall here maybe, and keep aggression out that way, and have the castle provide cover fire and also, to some extent, defend your golds. But I guess Red Clifford has plans for more than one castle. I suppose he could get the unique technology and diminish the stone cost for further castles as well, which was introduced to the slabs not too long ago. So maybe his plans for war castles is really heavy on stone there. Yeah, my thought exactly. I was like, why is he opening castle? Red Clifford has been really heavy on the stone and gold. So I thought it was going like fast in monk tribes or something, but definitely not the case. I think he wanted to do a very forward castle drop on DJ, but certainly didn't succeed, and now DJ is already at 4 relics with the Lithuanians here. Look at these knights already, they're at 10+5 attack. Can't make warriors versus Lithuanians who have monks. True as well. Lithuanians monsters work faster, so you could just convert them. But warriors on their own though. Ah, this is Rex. Warriors on their own. I would say that warriors on their own against Castle Age Lithuanians full relics knights, they'll still take a decent fight because of their extra melee defense. Why are there knights there even? Yeah, I said earlier that this map would definitely favor a monk siege push, but AJ wants to take this game with style. He wants the... he likes playing the cavalry, I think. The first game he played Persians. You know, Artsak, the first game was was DJ playing Persians and Red Clifford playing Magyars. So they've actually drafted Persians and Magyars. I'm impressed. And DJ closed that one out with Persians Paladins against the Magyars Cavalry Archers. Five relics for the Lithuanians. So Red Clifford not able to contest that by any means. DJ just now dropping a market, realizing that, ooh, this gold trickle, that's going to give me lots of spare gold. I need to be able to transition that somehow. So let's drop the market. DJ could even drop the second building for Imperial Age and buy the Imperial Age with the gold at hand here. And start pushing with a forward castle and tribes is a bit 7 on stone, so definitely wants a castle up somewhere. And given the amount of armies out, that castle should probably go here for DJ. Too easy Paladin? Hey, he has 5 relics. He can buy Paladin. Nah, I don't know what's up here. I don't know what's going on. Siege Workshop, he could push through with Mangonels or Rams, possibly. The castle is over here, so that's not really protecting Red Clifford as well as it could have done, I think. He's with a decent chunk of boyars here, 12+0 against the 10+5 attack of the knight, so comparable attack, but look at the melee armor. If Red Clifford gets blacksmith upgrades for these boyars, he'll actually be looking at good fights against the Lithuanians' relic bonus knights. But he needs defense. I mean, attack helps as well. But I think if he boosts the boyars' defense, it's going to be all that more difficult for the AJ to engage. He's dropping a castle, so the AJ could also transition into Lightis here eventually. I guess he's going to click Imperial Age when the castle is complete, because he doesn't have the second building to click up yet. And if he mixes in some Lightis, the Lightis will ignore the Boyar's armor and make for easier engagements against the Slavs' armies here. that workshop didn't live for long. But I'd say the AJ is still in a nice spot here. They're tied on the eco here. It's 57 to 56 builders. Red Clifford admittedly with more army, but the AJ possibly with a better running economy, considering he dropped the castle just now. He hasn't been investing into the castle unit, and he makes the Lightis. 13 plus 6 attack for the Lightis, so actually higher attack than the Knights. And as we know, Lightis ignore armor, so the fact that the Warriors have beastly melee armor, that doesn't make any difference when Lightis attack or engage against them. What's the elo here? 1100s maybe? Let's have a look at DJ, hold on. Okay, Nightbot doesn't like me today. There it is. So they're 11, mid 1100s, both of them. But Red Clifford also plays a lot of arena, I think. And they really love their unique units. They played full-on unique unit the previous game as well. That was Ballista Elephants against... No, 2 games ago maybe. Spanish versus Khmer, and we had Ballista Elephants against Conquistadors, Elite Conquistadors. Elite Ballista Elephants versus Elite Conquistadors. I've never seen that in my 5,000 games played of AOE and probably as many casted. I've never seen that matchup. It was truly fascinating. At least not in the 1v1. I might have seen it in team games, but not 1v1. Second castle for AJ is also going to the Imperial Age here. Potential for Elite Lightis, of course. He's engaging. He's trusting the Relic attack now. Does he have enough Lightis here to make a difference? So it's 26 warriors to 13, 10. I think actually this is a good fight for Red Clifford. And it's a fight that AJ doesn't really need to take. Oh, never mind. The Lightis are cleaning up. The Lightis are cleaning the board with their 13 plus 6. 13 plus 6 attack. And yeah, well, we are no match for them because the Lightis ignore armor. Here's the unique technology for Red Clifford that is going to transfer half or so of the cast of the slabs castles into wood, not stone. So that means 400 stone, 200 wood or something for castles for the slabs now. So Red Clifford is committed now. He's going for the Bowyars. What he needs to think about though is the Halberdier switch, and he's making that one as well. He's researching Python now. He realizes what's up. But if AJ gets enough Lightis, not to mention Elite Lightis is out here, he already has 5 relics as well. I don't think that's... I mean, maybe with Druzhina, fully upgraded Druzhina Halberdiers for slabs, but Red Clifford is still in the Castle Age as well. That's going to be tough. Just how? Says Red Clifford. Yeah, eco efficiency, delaying the third TC quite a bit. Less investment into military overall, and relic gold, obviously. First trebuchet is out for DJ. I'm kind of playing like Arabia. Because they're not going monks, that's what they say. Why is he taking out the castle inside on the walls first? Uh-oh, army's misplaced here. The warriors will be sniping this trap, no problem, they're gonna get that one. Maybe the other one as well. But it's also forcing an engagement from Red Clifford yet again, and the Bowyars will be dying to the Lightis here. Bowyars still in the making from the castles, maybe, but Halberdiers, that's what Red Clifford really needs here now, and he still has 2 minutes 20 seconds to go to the Imperial Age. Castles and Knights, lots of army in Castle Age. Yeah, true enough. We don't see a lot of unique units on Arabia though. I mean, Red Clifford is sacrificing a lot of army here to take out the trebuchets here. He's going to keep the castle up, yes, but he's also sacrificing a lot of army in the effort of doing so. It's down to 1/3 of the army of DJ already, and DJ again with the five relics, right? Thanks for the follow, Last Rail 6131. Quick walling again. Red Clifford is really the quick wall champ here. You see the remnants of the quick wall over here, but the monk ran out and converted the villagers. He's out of stone though. No stone inside of the base. Second patch is over there. So if Red Clifford is going to keep repairs going here, eventually he's going to have to buy stone. He's still committing to the boyars. Whereas DJ now has 30 elite light is out. Elite light is 16 plus 6 attack. What a ridiculous unit when you can get to it. They ignore armor, they get extra attack from the relics, but it's not easy to get to this. Because you need the relics bonus to really max out on the lightest efficiency. Yeah, this looks like DJ's game once again here. He's not that much higher in population than Red Clifford, but he has way more military. He has like 40 more military here. Now 5 trebuchets is trickling in more, still making the elite like this, and it's going into Cavalier for the remaining knights on the field as well. Yeah, DJ got this. I agree. Another defensive castle going down for Red Clifford as well. Now it's only about breaking through the walls and raiding with the units here. There's nothing to stop this army here from Red Clifford now. He's going for the halberdiers. He's actually spamming quite a few of them. He did manage to get... No, wait, he didn't manage to get conscription. He's going to lose the castle before conscription here. So that slows down the halberdier production. And yeah, there's the opening. Trebs could probably widen that. Why not just the gate though? So we have helped here, decent chunk of helps for Red Clifford. They're missing the Imperial Age upgrades though, and the light is, considering that the light is ignore armor there still, and have that relics bonus attack, they could easily... They can just take this fight. It doesn't matter. It doesn't even need the skirmishes at this point. You can just dive in with Lightis and finish this. It's not that many. It's still fewer halberdiers than Lightis, so that's an easy win for the Lightis here. 45 Lightis, 34 helps. Yeah, Red Clifford gave up the relics too easily, or didn't manage to fight well enough for the relics against the Lithuanians here, so that's going to be a nice, consistent gold trickle for DJ to benefit from. I mean, just honestly, just patrol in here and finish off the halberdiers. Trebuchets have been salvaged in the back here, but now DJ is diving in for the kill. Is allowing Red Clifford to mass up the halberdiers, but again, it's such a ridiculously strong army here with DJ. Look at the army value. Yes, they're close-ish in numbers, and Red Clifford has more villagers, but if you look at the army value, it's 4 times as much for DJ here. He doesn't need to run away! I mean, of course you want to preserve your numbers, but with that kind of attack boost and the fact that elite like this ignore armor, just dive in and diminish the numbers. Yeah, it's limited to 4 relics for the Lithuanians. It used to be 5 at the very launch of DE, but they changed that. Why isn't it fighting? Why is it running away from a few recently completely upgraded helps? And why the heck is Red Clifford getting longswords? I'm so confused. I am so confused now. How does Red Clifford think that longswords can save the day now? Or champions, rather. I need to know. Oh, just take the fight. Come on. There we go. Nice. Skirms versus Halved, Longswords versus Skirms, textbook unit counters. Yeah, maybe. Maybe in the original AOK handbook. Yes, maybe. Yes, Red Clifford still wants to get to Druzhina here somehow, but he's lost his castles. And really? What? What's that supposed to mean? I think Red Clifford feels a little demotivated right now. But, or I don't know what that really comment was all about, but maybe some pathing issue or something. Yeah, the Lithuanians have had the relics all the way, and the upgrades are in full. It's even the Elite Light is right, so there's nothing missing here. Suppose Red Clifford still wants to get to Druzhina here, but have a look again at the army value here, and army count, no less. It's almost 3 times the military for DJ here, and it's much, much, much stronger. DJ in the chat. It's looking well, looking good for you, I have to say. Why is it doing siege engineers? To get +1 range and extra attack for siege weapons, the siege weapons that in this case are mangonels against the skirmishers, I can only assume. Red Clifford is hanging in there. He's been losing quite a few villagers. Again, DJ hasn't lost a single villager this game. Really being patient about it here. Shame Orange is not in guess. Yeah. Cabayux could have come in handy here, I guess, if that's what you're thinking about. Cabayux Eagles, possibly, against this composition. Do they melt Lightis though? I guess they have that extra range, it helps a bit. At this point, AJ doesn't even worry too much. I guess that Treb was kind of a misclick, but... yeah, I guess Cavalry can win versus Lightis, and also, since the Incas castles are cheaper, it's also easier to mass them, so... probably a lot more cost-effective, however you look at it. And then you could go into Eagles, Elite Eagle Warrior against the Elite Skirmishers as well, and it would be... and yeah, Incas would have had a better chance here for sure. Chemistry coming in for DJ, Siege Workshop forward as well. I guess he wants to add bomber cannons. Because Lithuanians get that as well as Bombard Towers, maybe? Yeah, you pull away from a lot of fights you could have easily taken, even against the Halbs, DJ. DD's in the chat, hello! Elite Skirmishers against the Halberdiers here, still 58 Elite Lighters as well. It's just to dive in here and finish it off. There's, looking at the resources in the bank as well, DJ at top cap, Red Clifford at 100. There's nothing you can do to stop this. Even with any civilization right now, I would say. Hello in the chat, DBS. DBS, this wasn't your bracket, right? You played, or you are playing in a different one, aren't you? I'm losing track of the brackets. I'm running too many things at the same time. Yeah, as Arthur says, even if the ladies are lost here in fights against halves and whatnot, it doesn't make a difference. You're bracket 4, that's right. Gotcha. I mean, no offense intended to Red Clifford here, but why is he still playing against this crazy mass of Lightis and all the counter units you could dream about? Guess it's because the AJ hasn't really been diving in enough to get the raids in, but just as I said that, the AJ takes another one and it's up to 3-1 here. We'll have a look at the stats and go back to the draft for a quick look and then hop into the next game from the recorded game files. Ecos, all things considered, pretty close though. So that says something about the slabs resource collection here, but lacking in gold, of course. He did get the Red Clifford did get that Cast Age unique technology for the slabs somewhere around here. That would allow for the castles to be built for a cheaper stone cost, transitioning half of the stone cost to wood or whatever it is. So I guess in theory, Red Clifford could have bought stone and put up some more defensive castles, but it's just too strong of an army combination for DJ. Slavs losing that one to the Lithuanians. We're left with Burgundians and Sicilians, and Goths and Aztecs. So, strong monks, strong eagles, strong infantry, Flemish Revolution, castle drops. Let's have a look. What is this? This is game 5. And we have Aztecs versus Burgundians. Alright, so what do we have here? Red Clifford with the Aztecs. I'm hoping for some fast castle monk siege style push here. Persian good arena civ. Not if you ask the arena clowns. They have almost useless monks. They have a good boom, but in arena 1v1 especially, you should never be allowed to boom anyway. At least not freely. Oh, the boards are outside! Both boards are outside! Aren't they? Oh, finally! Spicy vintage arena map here. They're noticing both the boards are outside. Are we going to see some lanes here? First game was actually Persians versus Magyars DBS, so I don't know what the players were thinking. So Red Clifford scouting. Ooh, wait. Let's see. Oh, there's the other one. Okay. So the AJ has the board right next to the wall, so at least he sees this one. Yeah, not the greatest boar spawn either, right next to the edge of the map here. Yeah, Tex could easily lame a boar here. Or just move forward to take it, but yeah, DJ looks like he's on... Uh-oh. Looks like he's on top of things here. But Red Clifford might just spot that second board now. Let's have a look here. He's going along the edge of the walls. Is he gonna go for it? Is he gonna go for it? Nom nom. Pig meat. He didn't take any of his own boars yet. So maybe it doesn't make sense to lame when you haven't taken your role. That's the first one. Is he going to go right for the second one? So they even got loom, but that makes sense with these kinds of awkward lures. It will give DJ an advantage considering that DJ didn't... Ah, he's going to go forward and lame it! So I guess he's not going to bring it home then. He's just going to wall in the villager and take out the boar outside of here. DJ with the long distance berry picking here didn't even drop a mill yet. Probably takes some extra focus for the players here to catch the... make sure to take the boar. So okay, so he's going to use the eagle to block here. That's a long lure with the villager. That's a long lure. And I'm pretty sure DJ sees that because it had the boar within line of sight. Now we should see the boar running. The villager might die all the way back to... That's so... Did he just casually... Did he just casually notice that the boar was being taken? Or did he have full control? DJ, did you see it? Or did you just get incredibly lucky here? Down goes the villager. Scout at least will lose to the Eagle Warrior at this stage. Oh no! Red Clifford is going to try and take the boar with the Eagle! Woo! Value, I guess. Delaying the second boar for DJ is actually quite weakened as well, so if DJ doesn't pay attention here, the boar could actually die to the villager while luring. Oh, I did see it. Got it. Red Clifford really wants this boar, and behind all this is only at 9 seconds idle TC time. So DJ will likely be one board down. Down goes the Eagle Scout. I don't know if this is worth it for Red Clifford. I'm not sure if it is. And he has to fight the Scout now to bring this boar in safely. Is he at least gonna get it? Shoot! Yeah, he's gonna get it. But he still didn't take his own boar. So DJ could send a villager out and snag that, I guess. But yeah, look at the idle worker time now for Red Clifford. It's getting the extra food. He's setting back the Burgundians, but we're also talking about Burgundians here with the earlier eco upgrades, and they'll survive this. They'll survive this. Even with the long distance hunting and everything. Double with axis in, as you can see, that's perks of being the Burgundians, and Red Clifford also behind all of this micromanagement and aggression, or laming aggression. I don't know if that was worth it. Well, it's great content for casting. Spices things up a little bit. But behind this, DJ has lower idle TC time. He's with ridiculous amounts of wood. I guess it's made a difference for both of them. It's set both of them back, but arguably Red Clifford bore here. Some housed nests happening here now. DJ actually has more idle TC time. Also getting loom, but has more villagers total. So Red Clifford, with that earlier loom, has lost quite a bit of resources along the way. Oh yeah, Red Clifford lost a villager as well in the laming process. Might actually lose another one here, or lose the boar, possibly. Oh, flashy little villager movement there. But will he get all the way back home? This guy is carrying a heavy load of gold as well, so... Yeah, he gets it. Loses the gold though, I think, because he went straight to collect wood, but... No, wood, I mean. But a nice food boost for the Aztecs. Should potentially speed up the transition to the next age here. More than enough wood to drop the blacksmith market or whatever the plan is here. And all things considered, they're going up to the feudal age at the same villager population, but why is he going to stone? Yeah, so Red Clifford. Having lost one villager is behind to the feudal age. That's it. Similar villager count, so similar-ish economy going up, but DJ not having lost any villagers along the way. It's a setup for a more healthy economy in the feudal age onwards. It's had to see quite a few farms to compensate for the boar loss, though. You gonna make castle and give up relics again? Possibly. Possibly. Or he's just going straight fast in monk traps, you know? Blacksmith range! Archery range! Archery range for the Aztecs. I didn't see that coming. Wieso ist Kommentar auf Deutsch? I don't know why it's in German, or I know why it is in German. If the player submitting the recorded game has the game in a different language, say German or French or Chinese or whatever, that's what shows up on the screen for the H app messages. So I don't really speak German, but because the player submitted the games has the German game in-game, German language in-game, that's what shows in the recorded game. For the H apps. Not for when units are attacked or for unit names, but just for the H app notification. I think it's just a capture H thing. Why archers? At least if it made the archery range where the barracks are, then Red Clifford could debate DJ into believing that archers crossbows was the player. Could be a siege tower archer crossbow style approach here. I can't really read anything out of this. What might be happening here? I'm still taking the deer as well. That's funny. It's just a little bit of everything. Red Clifford, this playing style reminds me of my own, not really just winging it, doing stuff. Or it might be pre-planned, but I at least can't guess what's going on here. It's a mix of archers and eagles. Crossbow eagles, strong in theory, but also, in theory, countered by enough of the Burgundians' early cavaliers, which DJ will be getting here. Two barracks here. Let's go for a mix of, excuse me, archers and eagles. Knights make sense though. DJ can't know that, but what's on the field now is easily countered by Burgundians if he gets enough knights out. Until Red Clifford makes the Aztecs monks, obviously. But Red Clifford wants a castle up. He wants to place a forward castle, maybe make some Jaguar warriors for all I know. And eventually make monks in the Imperial Age, maybe? It makes sense if they're not making monks, Artak, and Red Clifford is not making monks. He's not even trying to get the relics. Yet. Color me confused, but here comes the forward castle. There are some cavaliers out here. Will Red Clifford drop a monastery to pump out the monks to get conversions in here? Aztecs get 33% extra. Oh, here we go. Here we are. Out we go. Down go the eagles. Down go the archers. And Red Clifford is probably puzzled as well as to why Burgundians would go Cavalier here, but they are. He really wants that castle up though. Where is he gonna go now? Here it is! Oh, but DJ is gonna see that. DJ is gonna stop that. He has the army out already. That castle should never, ever complete. DJ? DJ? Stone Creek walls. Okay, I guess the castle goes up. The Cavaliers won't be able to break through here in time, I don't think. The castle denies some gold, and stone here will provide an entry for Red Clifford here, who currently doesn't have any army whatsoever, unfortunately. DJ tries to break in, but that castle will complete. I guess it's not the end of the world. Until a breach has been made, Red Clifford can't really do much. And DJ has army, Red Clifford does not. He lost the archers and eagles a moment ago. One TC for both of them, so they're not really in booming mode. No Flemish Revolution in sight for a while yet. And just like that, DJ is with an equal lead and a convincing military lead. There's 3 barracks for Red Clifford, not producing at all. It's only with 6 on food as well, so there's a limit to how much eagles you can mass with even that kind of food economy. It's 20 gold. No, 20 food for eagles. So you still need a little bit of farming economy to justify that. More farms would allow for a fast imp for Red Clifford here as well to push with trebuchets and monks probably forward. But the food economy is just not allowing for it just yet. Yeah, the gate is locked. So it's not gonna give the Cavaliers easy entry here. DJ is with 6 of stone, so he wants to get a defensive castle up to eventually take the Treb Wars. Not really maxing out on the Burgundians' eco bonuses here with the eco upgrades. Yeah, just blocking walk gates and repairing here. Mangonel defense against cavalry, because why not, when you're behind stone walls anyway. I guess we have to acknowledge that AJ keeps the map control here with the mobility of armies. It seems to have a healthier economy set up for the Imp and Trebs War contest here as well. 9 on stone now. Decent enough farm economy to get to that Imperial Age at least. And now starting to collect the relics that Aztecs for some reason haven't started collecting either. Red Clifford going for the Eagle Scouts here now. And petards, so he wants to break through with petards. Always breaking through already, when the Eagles are still at home base. Huh. Yes, that's not much of a concern for DJ for now. DJ again is going to be snagging most of the relics here. He knows he has the most of the map presence in the middle for now, or has control of it, so it's just going to collect the furthermost relics first. I would actually go for this one first, given this kind of control that the AJ currently has. Not even going to bother reacting to the forward castle of Red Clifford, he's just going straight forward to push into Red Clifford's base instead. And if this castle goes up, AJ can dive in and make quick work of the Eagles and raid Red Clifford into oblivion here. But there are mangonels here, so if Red Clifford sees the castle commencing, which he will, then it might just not complete. Oh, almost there. Good attempt by Red Clifford there to stop the foundation. Redemption is in. That's a smart move by DJ. He can convert the mangonel now, and he's going for it. I bet Red Clifford didn't expect that. To be in. The conversion kicks in, and the monk already with sanctity is fine. He survives this. The castle goes up, and AJ has the perfect opportunity to break through here. As Red Clifford also keep pushing forward with another castle. That's why he petarded in. He wanted another castle up. I mean, a Sanctity Monk would survive one Mangonel shot anyway, so I think that relic was obtainable. Will Red Clifford be able to wall this aggression out in time? No petards from DJ here, just one or two petards and you break through that gate easily here. Panic Stone Creek Walls here from Red Clifford, but it's still open to the top side. That's just a few house foundations away though. Yeah, we need petards here. We need petards, or scorpions, or mangonels, or something. I think all things considered, DJ has more success with the forward pressure than Red Clifford here. Either of them just needs to find some way to break through. Still, it's Eagle Warriors now for Red Clifford. Is getting Arson as well, but he needs to get through. I guess he could break through the weak points like the buildings here, houses, monastery. And the Burgundians Cavalier now being pulled back home. To deal with the Eagles, I think it makes sense. DJ has a convincing eco lead, so losing 10-15 villagers here, that doesn't make too much of a difference. It's going to clean up the Eagle Warriors raids here and then be ready just to move right back out. Red Clifford fully committed to the Eagles here now. 2 more barracks going up. And he'll be trying to spam out units to the best of his abilities, queuing some petards to make another opening. He actually already did, but the Cavaliers have cleared this up nicely. It's only 6 Eagles now to 18 Cavaliers and counting. Two relics for DJ. Both these civilizations have good incentive to collect the relics. Burgundians admittedly need to research the unique technology to benefit from the income from relics collection, but it's still a or I believe it is, or is that the SID bonus now? Anyway, Burgundians have the ability to get a food trickle from relics, so it makes sense for them to collect them just as much as it does for the Aztecs. Mangonel coming out here, might get a few villagers, might not. No garrisoning here by AJ convincing score lead, also still defending nicely at home. The forward castles of Red Clifford not doing too much, other than deny this gold over here, but the AJ has plenty gold access forward with these 2 castles. Applying some forward pressure. Here come the petards as well. Yeah, Aztecs don't get helps. That would be ridiculous with Garland Wars, but they get that extra 5 attack from the unique technology for infantry. So they would their pikes will still trade decently, at least against civs without bloodlines like the Burgundians here. More stables going up. DJ is committed to cavalry. Clearly an experienced cavalry player. Now found an opening. The Cavalier diving in for the death blow here. Another CC going up for Red Clifford. I don't think it matters now with the amount of Cavaliers out. Admittedly, they're missing some upgrades here, but if DJ uses the market here, you could easily go Imperial Age and overrun the Aztecs here no matter what. Red Clifford hasn't made a single monk the entire game, and I think he regrets it by now, otherwise he could have gotten some easy conversions in and swayed the game that way. And it is a 4-1 for DJ, taking the win here over Red Clifford. GG well played to both, but it's DJ's game in the end between these two. At least in terms of ELO points, equally skilled players, but maybe DJ just had better plans or better executional plans, adapts better. Still a good set. So that wraps up the Bracket 5 final of Arena Classic non-prize pool.